Yeah, my homie was actually a very good melee Falco, so I think he would pick it up pretty quick. But yeah, we've got, I believe we have ekliies and Nard versus Gengur and Active. So Gengur and Active, I actually have some pretty recent experience with. I teamed, I competed against them in the Rivals of Aether Doubles Dojo tournament. So if you guys like doubles, please go ahead and check out the Doubles Dojo.
And how
It
did
is
that
a
go for you
great.
guys?
We got 2-0'd. Gengar is so good at finding his confirms. Like the throw mix up into Tipper, he doesn't really rely on the special pummel like a lot of I'll say lower elo Clarin players, but he just is so good at catching you, messing up your DI. He'll find that Tipper F strong. He will end your stocks very quickly. And if that doesn't happen, the support Raster is just going to come in and up you out of shield, and that's going to be your stock at about 70 or 80. And I think that's kind of the goal of this comp is they want to end those stocks quickly.
Did you call him a support Raster player?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he's high flying. He's hard to hit. You can't really combo him. You can't really combo Active all too well. But the thing is, he finds his kill confirms. He finds the claps. He finds the up B, and he plays that support role, and sometimes he'll break up a situation when he needs to.
Yeah, it's the most devastating thing to get comboed into, you know, like the up B, the Raster up B, but like in doubles, right, you get it even more more consistently if you got those doubles combos on deck. So I can see it. I can see it as like a support role. You know, you live for a while because you just, you know, hover around, you don't get comboed, and then you just look for those team combos. On the other side though, ekliies on the other side, that's a, you know, I'm NorCal, that's a NorCal player that I see a lot. They're incredible as well. So it should be a good.
ekliies piloting the Maple. Maple actually, I think, very underrated in teams. Has great kill confirms with the strong hit of up special, as well as great kill confirms with the ability to double fair off stage. And you'll see that actually a lot is Raster special pummel, so getting into the tornado, and then Gengar immediately full hopping and then going for Tipper side special to end those stocks so early. Again, name of this comp is we will kill you at 80% in a game where everyone dies at around 100%.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, this is both of these teams have some incredible potential kill combos here. Right now, it's a very even game. So who's the winner's side of this grand? That was the ekliies and Nard. Is that correct?
I believe so. Yes, ekliies and Nard are going to be on the winner's side. So
because they played in winners finals as well, and ekliies and Nard got the 3-1 on this team. But we'll see how it turns out in the second go around here.
Yeah, and the team of Gengur and Active actually taking it over Zard and Poilu, who were the best doubles team in France in PM and P Plus prior to moving to the British Columbia side of Canada. So now they're no longer Europe; they are in Canada, so representing NA. But still, just with such a history of doubles talent, you know, having to see Active and Gengur taking over such a talented duo is definitely a nod to their talent as well. So right now, the 2v1 we do have our great down smash, but again, such a great whiff punish coming out from Active, and that is the name of the game from this comp. And you will see Gengur, who is, you know, you'd think Claren's such a volatile character in teams, you know, having such potential to get whiff punish with laggy moves with the sword swings. But you have those kill confirms. If you go and whiff punish this Claren, you're going to have to do something quick, and you have to get out of town because that Raster's going to come down, either give you the clap or go ahead and go for that up B, and you're going to trade that stocks for some percent. That's just not an economical trade here in teams right now.
Yeah, I find that, you know, coming from, like I said, I come from Ultimate, you know, in every game, a 2v1 is extremely, like, it's you know, it should be unwinnable, right? But I've found, because I've been playing some doubles and others, and especially with these top teams, right, like, they will not let you, you know, get away with anything in a 1v2. And you can see that there, right? You try going for one whiff punish, and that up B from Raster is just not going to ever let you survive any sort of lag at all. And another up B kill, being really consistent for them.
Yeah, Active went for a really extended tech chase trade, but ended up getting ledge hogged by Nard's Claren there. So Active trying to make some stuff happen, and something that I want people to keep in mind is the utilization of soft down air from the Raster. It's such a great disrupting tool. So it has 3 different hitboxes, one that'll send behind, one that'll send down, and one that'll send down and behind you. Yeah. So A true, really skilled Raster knows how to use all 3 of those hitboxes, very similar to how a melee Pikachu player might use all 4 of the different 2-frame length hitboxes of Pikachu's tail spike. So right now you're kind of seeing Active use that as kind of like a flyover to kind of disrupt those stable positionings of the red team. Of the blue team.
Yeah, you've got double the targets, right? So you just kind of you do a flyby, see if anyone gets hit by that down air, and a good Raster player.
Oh, double stomp the yard, and that's gonna clean up a stock. Active, absolutely sending down Nard to the depths. Right now we kind of have LP's babysitting Gengur's player in here off stage with Gengur. Calm, cool, collectible, find the way back. But the tether combo is in there. Might just do it and
they
trade the stock down, but they still have a fat lead. Red team looking good.
It was so hard for them to finish off Gengur, and they went a little bit too deep to try, in desperation to do it. And they did eventually get the stock, but man, this game is looking extremely difficult for LP's and Nard right now. It's just losing those stocks early when your opponent's only got 3 isn't gonna put you in a good spot.
I do want to give lots of credit to the team of Active and Gengur. They enter every single doubles event, and they're also getting some practice in with other top doubles players in the doubles dojo. So they're putting in the work, and I just think that might be the cohesion difference. It's the level of synergy, and it's the teams that are really at the top cut of doubles right now, and just because I'm so connected, because I'm one of the mods over in that server, it's not a top player comp. It is comps composed of people who are just grinding and have great synergy. So we're talking about teams like Zen Prelude, we're talking about Gengur and Active. And teams, even on the top end, in the most extreme circumstances, we have Squanto and Cake, and then Squanto, and then B-Bats and Cake. But those are teams who have been teaming together either in Rivals 1 or in Melee, previous to Rivals 2. So when you have B-Bats and Cake in Melee, and then Squanto and Cake in Rivals 1. So it's just the synergy gap. So guys, find a teammate, stick it out. It might not be the best at the beginning, but once you develop that synergy, once you develop that understanding, you can beat the best of them.
It's such a good point, because I feel like people who aren't as familiar with doubles and don't watch a lot of doubles just kind of like see big names and assume that they're always going to be the favorite, or that they're like, the biggest names are the best team. But like you said, it's really all about that synergy, and slightly worse players can absolutely make up that dip with just experience and understanding of their partner, and well executed team combos. And if you're finding those Raster upbeats, I mean, that is just how do you beat that? I don't know.
It is the quickest kill option in the game right now, and that's the difference. It's Active knew roughly that if Elkies wanted to play that stock out, they had to SDI up on that second hit of forward air. It's like, okay, I'm just going to scout out this airspace, and I'm either going to find the clap or I'm going to find the up B, and that guy's gone. That guy's done. He's 150%. I just got to breathe on him, and it's going to be great.
You said it's the fastest kill option game. You know what? I'm asking things that the frame data is kind of hard to come by a little bit. I know that there's sites for it, but what frame is that upbeat? Because there's a lot of fast moves in this game, but
I'm just saying, like, it kills the earliest of any.
Oh, it kills the earliest.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah. No, well, that one for sure. I mean, you got some heavy.
I mean, you have Claren fully charged neutral B, but that might be that's not realistic. You charge that for like 8 seconds.
Yeah,
that kills at 12.
The earliest kill move that you'll regularly get hit by, besides the Frag F smashes that I get magnetized into in my ranked games.
Yeah. No, and I think Raster, and what's so interesting, and I've said it for a long time, I think Raster and Claren might be the more volatile of the high-tier doubles characters. Like, you'll have, obviously, Zetter, Rano, Krag are kind of like the 3 top consistent tiered characters. But right now we're seeing a lot more volatility coming out from characters like Maple, Claren, and Raster. But they have such high highs, but they are a little abusable when it comes down to it. So, Raster is so absurdly light, can die at 80-90% in a game where everyone's dying at 110. But you also have Claren, who has such whip punishable options that if you just get caught swinging, you can just lose your stock off that. So it really shows.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
No,
I have like a different
expertise.
That is all of that I'm not disagreeing with, but on the other hand, you could say it a different way, right? Like, for example, Claren being so whip punishable, you're in doubles, it's kind of a mode where you're kind of allowed to be more whip punishable because you've got a teammate to back you up and cover for you, right? Like, let's say I whip something in neutral, right? But my teammate isn't, in the middle of something, right? You have to really note that you're limited in what your punishes are, because if you try to punish something which is whip punishable, then their teammate comes to cover you. So you know, and then the thing with the weight of Raster, you know, but also in doubles, you often could get gimped by by having two people who could cover the offstage situation, but Raster's not going to get gimped, right? So there's like volatility, and then there's also things about this team comp that makes them like particularly well suited for doubles. So I think it's a really interesting comp.
Yeah, it's that volatility, like I was saying. It's such strong strongs, but definitely can have those weaknesses be shored up by an exceptionally, cohesive team. So, which is what we're seeing in this situation right now.
Absolutely, we're definitely seeing the highs that you were talking about in this set so far. We're up 2-0, and they have a lead here in Game 3 as well. There's a very different. I mean, we didn't get to watch the winners finals, but clearly they've made some adjustments since winners finals, since they got 3-1, and they're just showing a really strong team right here.
So we got a 2-0 lead right now for the red team. So could potentially be sending this to a reset really quick. Looking at some tech chase situations right now. Raster up and down. And
we had that attempted combo again, but just missed it a little bit. But it doesn't matter because in the right afterwards, we have found the Raster uppy again, and of course that's even better than any player inside B you can find. If you can find the Raster uppy, you're getting everything you could want. Trying to go for that neutral B kill off the top, not quite gonna get it, and they do pay for it with one stock lost off of Gengur, but it's okay. He's got another one.
130 in the pocket right now. So any grab leads to death right now, and then any knockdown should realistically lead to death as well. So on and off the ledge, and ooh, misses the sweet spot.
Yeah, well, gets the sweet spot on his teammate. Here we go, another offstage situation. How are you going to get back? I mean, Claren is such a crazy character to try to edge guard because that up B has such insanely large hitbox. But against two players, yeah, you cover everything, right? You try to go above the ledge and then the teammate. I love the like teammate hitting each other after the win. This celebratory, F strong or something. It's always good. It's always good to see. But yeah, there's just so much option coverage because like the normal mix up in the game, right, is like high or ledge, right? And you can ledge hug, you can cover high, you can fake it. But in doubles, there's no mix ups anymore. One covers high, one covers low. What are you gonna do? You can't do anything. And a good team like this won't ever let you get away with that situation. We got the Grands reset here. This is we're going back to 0-0. That was a quick 3-0 for Gengur and Active, and ekliies and Nard need to make some changes here if they want to win this tournament.
Yeah, so Gengur and Active looking like the team to beat right now. Also, Dan, if you're listening to this, please give us a spectator mode. Like, I would love to be able to commentate doubles and stream doubles because we are running our doubles weeklies. I would want to be able to stream doubles without having to do it either retroactively or have one of the members come in the Discord and stream it, and then potentially lead to either lacks of communication or lapse of quality gameplay, adding to lag or adding to stream delay and stuff like that. So
yeah, Dan, put on your list of 10,000 things that you got to work on right now.
I'm sure it's at the top of your priority list right now for sure. But
prioritize that over tutorials for sure. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's so crazy. You're right. It's such a great quality of life thing. But when I think about like being Dan right now and trying to prioritize things, it's not. I don't envy him. It's like he's got a game that's doing phenomenally well, and you've got so many features that are requested. Everyone wants something, and they're all reasonable, right? You got to get to them all eventually. So how do you prioritize? It's tough.
Clearly, priority number one is the Arcane Swipe today. That is priority numero uno.
Yes,
every player needs to have access to their own Arcane Swipe a day, and Ludwig and Dan will get right on that.
Don't work on anything else until every single Rivals player has their own Arcane today. I agree with you. That should be priority. I think we can agree there.
But again, Gengur and Active are just running away with this, and it just begs the question, what if Pada and his teammate were in this bracket? That's pretty close when I played him. That's all I'm saying. It was that's all I'm saying.
I want to hop off the mic and onto the game for a second. We do a Thug Finals.
Thug Finals.
I believe.
Just give me one of the boys from the Discord, and we'll clean it up real quick.
Make them fight the commentators afterwards. Like, hey, you might be able to win Grands, but what about the comms? Yeah, no. True. The hardest part here, it looks like ekliies has been losing her stock like super early, consistently in the last few games, and just how many Raster uppies, they just have their thumb on the trigger, and every single one just seems to be working for them. It's just such a consistent option. And ekliies, Maple's also a super light character. You get hit by a Raster uppy at relatively low percent, you might might die. So it's been doing a lot of work here for Gengur and Active. But yeah, so
down here in center stage, Gengur Active are trying to play out of the corner here. Okay, great grab over there by Active. Active with the tech chase into the clap. So
oh my god, pull off the top.
That's absurd. So I do love that Active doesn't necessarily try to cover everything or react, just uses the clap to cover 2 of the tech options. And is like, all right, if you win the RPS, which is heavily stacked in my favor, I'm covering 2 of your 3 options. Like, all right, cool, you earned it. But
the clap is like surprisingly wide. Like, the hitbox is like a lot larger than you might think, but yeah, it does cover a lot. And using it to full effect there. So we got a 1-0 here. Another thing to think about with these Grand resets is that ekliies and Nard, because they won winner's side, the other team, Gengur and Active had time to maybe talk about like adjustments they need to make since losing winners side finals. But the Grands reset happened immediately, right? There's no time to be like, okay, now we lost a set. What do we need to do to improve, right? You just basically have to go right into it and assume that you can figure something out on the fly. And right now, it just looks like Gengur and Active have like full control of the set. And there's just like, ekliies and Nard haven't been able to figure anything out yet. Not to say, like, maybe if they had a little bit more time to talk about it and to think about it, maybe they could figure something out. But right now, it's just not looking great.
Nard just trying to get back in the center stage right now. Kind of just being tossed around a little bit. I don't think ekliies and Nard are quite on the same page right now. I feel like they're just kind of trying to isolate, play their 1v1s, both being amazing players, of course. But at the same time, I'm not seeing them covering each other's tech options. I'm not seeing them look to shark and continue combos, after a good launchers get set up. But on the inverse, Gengur and Active are 100% doing it.
Absolutely, yeah. It's that team cohesion you were talking about earlier, and man, these Raster upbees are just so consistent. I am scared like looking at this. Yeah, that team cohesion is really good. The thing about isolated 1v1s is it can work sometimes if you guys are the better players, but it also kind of assumes that the opponents will play into that, right? But if they know what their game plan is, which is to play like a more cohesive, like team-focused game, and they don't let you just like sit on opposite sides of the stage and isolate those 1v1s, it's really hard to win with that strategy. And I think, like you're saying, Gengur and Active are like very committed to and very practiced. Oh my god, that was a great offense combo, to be fair. They're very committed to like playing their team gameplay, and it's putting them over the edge here.
Yeah, they have their set plays. They execute well. They understand how to get the maximum damage out of their quick version. So again, Active getting his special pummel, tornado throw. If Gengur is there, they're just dead. Like the opponent is dead, and that's just getting a grab. So it's like they have these set plays where, again, they're starting to mix up the neutral pummel as well. And by the way, guys, make sure you're using your neutral pummel, 1, to keep people honest, but 2, it does 8%. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's also, like you said, but so the other option, right, to keep people honest, right, even if you don't have these upbeats, because every single time they get me,
Jesus,
it's crazy.
Nerf it, get it out of here.
I don't know. In doubles,
no, Raster needs it. Raster needs it.
It's sort of like how in Ultimate, right? Like Puff is like an okay character, but like in doubles, Puff with the rest combos. I'm sorry, I come from Ultimate, so I'm gonna make those comparisons. But like in doubles, it just becomes an insane character because everything can combo into rest, or in this case, Raster upbeat, and there's just no escaping it. There's no DI that'll save you from a well executed team combo. It's crazy to see ekliies still be mashing, trying to counter hit the grabs, trying to break out the grabs with the neutral A, because you see every single time they get the special Active gets the special pummel, you basically die. So I can't believe the bravery it takes to still be like, I think you're gonna regular pummel me. Like, it's bold. It's bold. For me personally, when someone has like, when I'm playing like a Clarin or something, like, or even a Raster, like I'm 90% of the time holding special, trying to break out with special pummel, right? Because I'm just scared. But these good players, their reads are just better, and their composure is better than ours. So this one's a lot closer of a game. It's just the problem is that ekliies at 130% and Nard at 130%. So they're both at kill range, and ekliies fall in there. And once you get that 1v2 situation, a good team is usually not going to let you escape this situation.
Yeah, you definitely need to cover for down tilt there, and then look to shark high recovery. All right, looking here, Active gets the jump, and that's going to do it.
Yeah.
should, yeah, and stomp the yard.
Just the down strong for fun. Yeah, it was totally unnecessary because their teammate had the ledge hog totally covered, but it doesn't matter. You got to go for that style at the end.
Right,
It's a little more
2-0
risky
lead.
when the move has like a sour spot, right? That might not spike because you're like, oh, maybe I miss it and I save them. But in that case, there's no coming back from that.
And that's a 2-0 lead. So that's 5 straight for Gengur and Active. So are we gonna see a potential 6-0 here?
I hope not for for Elkies and Nard's sake because they looked so good for the rest of the whole tournament. Obviously they made it to winner's side grands, but they're just getting surprised by the incredible team cohesion that Gengur and Active are showing. Everyone wants to see more than a 6-0, but sometimes the team is just that good.
They're showing the difference makers here, and that's the preparation, that's the communication, that's understanding the limits of each other's characters, not just your own. Elkies kind of just getting tossed around, just finding themselves in the blender, and honestly kind of just throwing themselves in there as well. I think just trying to get in there and mix up and break up the stack from Active and Gengur.
These. So the stage pick, right? Rock wall, right? They're just trying different things, obviously, because so far they're on a 0-5 run here against this team. But the stage pick of rock wall against that raster up B, which kills extra early on this stage, is so bold. And by bold, it might be not a great kind of bold, because that up B was killed so early. But I guess you gotta try different things, right? And nothing else has worked so far. So understand.
I mean, the proposed patch changes will actually extend Rockwall's horizontal blast zone, so you're not going to get those ridiculously low percent kills off the left and right side on the next patch, apparently. But again, those are leaked and proposed changes. They're not locked or set in stone, so
we're talking about leak changes here.
No spreading fake propaganda on my stream.
Well,
I like the volatility of Rockwall as counter pick. In some games I don't like it as much.
People be dying quick. It's a violent stage.
It's when you pick Rockwall, you choose violence. And I think that's a lot of fun. Because if you really don't like it, it's bannable. But if you leave it open, you got to accept that your opponent might choose violence. And here, yeah, that up B just barely not going to kill quite yet. But next time for sure, Elkies will not be living that.
And good break coming out from Active. Gengur was in a really tough spot with no jump, and Gengur's like, nope, get off my teammate.
Yeah, great team help right there. All but helping your teammate when they're in a bad spot. Elkies managed to find that kill.
Elkies.
A really important kill there for this set because they were kind of falling a little bit behind here.
But just clear the screen. Get everybody out of here.
I wish we had a counter for Raster up B kills in this, or at least clean, a sweet spot hits in this set because it would be incredible.
All right, high percent onto Nard here. Nard's trying to play it slow in the Clarendon here. Broken out off stage. Elkies trying to get the split here. Isolate onto Gengur and Active.
Great combo up top. Good DI on that Nair. That Nair 50-50 DI is very tough. But Active managing to stay alive a little bit longer here. Really important here because you're holding on to that 2 stocks. Okay, that up B from Elkies will eventually clean up Active's second to last stock, but 150% on Nard, a very, very tough situation. They have to hold on to this stock if they want to get on the board here.
Gengur is tough, but the sweet spot is not there. But Active has the priority here, low percent, and a traded hit will take out Nard. Stomp the yard, and that'll do it. 6-0 for Gengur and Active.
So impressive by this team, coming back from that 3-1 loss in winners finals to 6-0 the opponent's team, and looking really clean too. Like all of the games looked, it never came down to that close 1v1 situation, right? It was always a 2v1, and they just kind of cleaned up the game pretty solidly. What a strong and scary team to fight. I watching that gave me put fear in me. Man, I don't want any part of that.